Hi, this is Dee with Divine Needle, and I wish these things would frame up right from the get-go. Sorry guys. Let me move this so you guys can see the cards. That would be good, right? There we go. Close enough. Alright. So, this is a reading for Friday, June the 19th, 2020. TGIF, by the way. Anyway, I did meditate, like they told me to, in the previous reading. And this time when I meditated, I felt like I was kind of observing from an upper vantage point, maybe from the side of a hill or floating in the air, I'm not sure. Because I didn't pay attention to that. What my focus was on was a big building that reminded me of an old temple. The center of it had a warm light coming, kind of emanating from near center area. You could see people moving about. They were holding little light sources, candles or something. And you could see them walking through the outer areas between big giant columns. Moving about. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I guess we'll know in the future. Right now I have no idea. I just wanted to tell you what I saw. So I don't know what it means. So we'll get started. First card out is the underlying energy of the politic, which is 3 scepters. Interesting, the necromancer is right under that. Anyway, the politic is an omen validating glory achieved through diplomacy, tact, pragmatism, and prudence. The 3 of scepters portends expedient success. This is a spirit of ingenuity and wielding your personal brilliance, social intelligence, and psychic dexterity to successfully navigate complicated social or political situations. This is the spirit of established strength by your side. Here we also see powerful allies supporting you in your endeavor. And we've had this card before, and to me it reminds me of the Druids. Pretty amazing. So that's kind of an underlying current. They had a lot to say. Once again, they popped out a stack of cards. Bread of Life was in it. It was these cards here. And I put them back in the deck and continued shuffling. Got these 2 cards, then got these 3, and then out that popped again. So I moved these over, put this where it was supposed to be in the first place. Got confirmation via telepathy that that indeed is the column they need to be in. So, once again, if they want so many cards to be out, they're going to have their way, evidently. So, here we go. So we got 4 cards here, 2 here, 3 here this time. Keep in mind, generally these are 1-card columns, but they've got a lot to say, so... First card, Key 12, the Outlaw, Sacrifice and Redemption. That is Major Arcana. It's like, okay, this is going to be a longer one. Here we go. Dig in. Examine your situation from a different perspective. Be the outlier. This is a spirit designating how we break from establishment to serve a higher purpose. A guardian spirit has come to support you as you scrutinize both the fundamentalism around you and the personal dogma embedded deep within. Key 12 sends the message of psychic mindfulness. Tap into your own deep sea of unconsciousness. This is the heretical, the eccentric, the dissident. This is the rejection of authority and rebellion against establishment. The outlaw appears to you when the answer is to operate outside of and in contention with the established rules of institution. Do ut des, I give that you may give. Coram Deo, you are in the presence of God. Another major arcana. 11. Key 11. The Chancellor, Angel of Justice. This is also known as the Justice card in other decks. It carries the Sword of Destiny. Truth and clarity. Hear, hear. And we shall have that. This spirit represents resettification measures that counter karmic consequences. It is the spirit guiding you toward balanced judgment and making clear decisions. Do not judge based on appearances. Choose balanced action, balanced words, and balanced thought. When the Chancellor appears to you, it is a call to make the necessary adjustments so that you might restore balance. The Angel of Justice arrives when all considerations have been duly weighed and the resulting outcome of the choices you've made, your actions, and your speech has now been determined. Key 11 marks that point when the truth comes out. The scales of your life are about to get tipped so that balance can be maintained. Gain a higher, wider perspective because you're in the presence of God, and using balanced action, balanced words, and balanced thought. You know, it's interesting. Look at the card. The Hanged Man always reminds me of Adonai hanging from the cross, right? Usually the arms are outstretched. In this one it's not. But guess what? There's Poseidon's fork, which is indicator of Adonai, aka Inky. Interesting, right? Yeah. Wow, right? That's interesting because it does have a fish up here too, which is another indication leading that direction. Plus the snake wrapped around the leg. That would be another surefire clue, right? Anyway, so that's card 2. Card 3 of overall energy. The Journeyman, 8 of Orbs. The Journeyman is the spirit of apprenticeship, of perfecting one's craft, of routine work that leads to mastery. This is also the spirit of prudence. When the Journeyman appears to you, you are being called to apply discipline, a strong work ethic, and perseverance to hone your skills in a particular trade. Dedicated work, practice, and careful methodical study of a specialized craft. Note the orb set into the master's staff. This is prophetic of an adept who is currently an apprentice, but who will someday exceed the master. It has been foretold you will become the warrior, or the erudite, or perhaps it is the healer. One of these 3 paths manifested. That is the prophecy of the Journeyman. Behind the Journeyman and into the dark woods, can you see the forest through the trees? When the Journeyman appears to you, look again at your surroundings. Can you discern the holistic pattern from the details? Try to understand the bigger picture. And the last card in the overall energy, Bread of Life. Ace of Orbs, plenitude of resources. Earth is alchemizing in your world, materializing as an investment that yields fruition or a new undertaking in matters relating to personal economics and commerce. When this card appears to you, you are about to receive that which shall nourish you spiritually and also bring you a sense of worldly prosperity. What is to come will feed the many. The Ace of Orbs endows you with beginning access to the sacred mysteries and the beginning stage of acquiring the gift of prophecy. You will achieve the capability to do what it is you seek to do. So that's the overall energy. So, gaining a higher, wider perspective, realizing that you are in the presence of God. Using balanced thought, balanced words, balanced decisions. Truth and clarity. Hard, dedicated work. And a new beginning in earthly prosperity and spiritual prosperity. Ace of Orbs, the darkening. Bread of Life. So that is the overall energy for tomorrow, June 19th, Friday. And then what to make your highest priority, the Magus. Divinity in man, powers of the spirit. This is the Magician card and other decks. It is key 1. The Magus is the personification of creative thought. When this key appears to you, the call to action is exercising the powers of your mind, and you will achieve your greatest potential. The Magus appears to you now to help you manifest discipline and focus towards mastery over your own innate talents. Never forget, you have the capability to manifest your thoughts into reality. That is the divinity and in man and the powers embedded within your spirit. Embody the alchemist and transmute what is of little value to what is of great value. Invent and reinvent. This is making your highest priority. The Malaise. 9 of Scepters. The Malice is the questioning of purpose and why we suffer. It is the wearing away of vitality and innocence when we've seen too much of suffering in this physical world. When the spirit of the Malice appears to you, engage in grand strategy. Summon all your power within you and direct it outward now. The 9 of Scepters is a spirit of great strength. This is also the personification of malice, reflecting back at you so you can see clearly your own feelings of debility or weakened health. This is the spirit of despair, pessimism, or cynicism. Do not reduce yourself to feelings of apathy. Feeling feelings and passions, even when they hurt, are necessary gauntlets to overcome so that wisdom and transcendence might be attained. Note the resilience of the figure in the imagery. The 9 of Scepters is a powerful key against debility, weakening, or despair. The Malice appears to remind you of the powerful defensive magic that you are capable of conjuring to protect yourself and to revitalize what has been depleted. The Malice can be a sign that you need to take better care at shielding yourself. And that's what is highest priority. So you're going to be continuing to manifest this dedicated work situation. Okay. And then what to be mindful of and prepare for is the third slot. First card, the joined one, Two of Cups or Two of Chalices. I'm going to get a drink. All right. Two chalices. In external alchemy, the joined one guides us to choose our allies. It designates an outer accord, but also an inner accord. In internal alchemy, the spirit guides us to unite our anima with our animus. This is the spirit of two becoming one, and an omen of perfected love, love in all its divine forms. Abusius abusium invocat. Sea calls to sea, or the depths of me calls out to the depths of you. Do not neglect the relationships you cherish. Second card in that slot. We saw this one yesterday. The Conservator, Four of Orbs. The Conservator is the maintenance work, investments, and natural resources needed to reign, rule, and order. This is the spirit presented in your life path when you are demonstrating an inordinate attachment to the material. This is the earthly power you are clinging desperately to, at the expense of greater spiritual realization. The Conservator is both the spirit of that which is empirical and orderly, efficient and pragmatic, and also that which is self-serving, covetous, and parsimonious. And the last one in that slot of what to be mindful of and prepare for. Archangel Commander, Angel of Storms and Battles, that is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the lead commander of the divine forces. Isque ad finem, we shall fight to the very end. He is the most powerful and most formidable of heaven's warriors. His full title is Archangel Commander of the Light. The Archangel Commander appears to you now to bring strength, conviction, courage, and manifest fearlessness. He is tasked to assist you with navigating the storms, inner and outer, and to defeat any demons that threaten to harm you. The King of Swords is your divine warrior who will lead heavenly armies against your adversaries. When the Commander of Light appears to you, it is because you need reinforcement, and now that spiritual reinforcement has come, led at the helm by your greatest champion, the Archangel Commander. You're preparing for a fight, and the Archangel Commander appears to you now in advocacy of your cause. Which is a good thing. We can use him, right? Mr. Gabriel. So, I think, once again, this is more the, make sure you guys are meditating, communing with them. He's protecting us. Do not neglect your personal relationships with those you love. So, it looks like a really good Friday. A TGIF. Anyway. I guess, we'll see what happens, huh? Looks like it's going to be awesome, though. Anyway, I love you guys. Out past the moon, out past the stars, out past the galaxy and the cosmos and everything that is. Anyway, have a wonderful TGIF.